Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on WakeUpCallDT.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT. Proud to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We are hanging out in hour number 2 inside of the Cafe Kubal studios right here where sports meets life, and we are celebrating a very special moment for Syracuse and for this young man, Enrique A. Cruz Jr. I love the fact that the hashtag is out there, Sarah Cruz. I love it so much. I think it's great. A good bonding of Syracuse and obviously Enrique's last name. He is an offensive lineman coming to us from the great state of Illinois at left tackle, 2021 commit to Syracuse. We'll be seeing him sooner than later, and I am honored and privileged inside of Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factories, What's Poppin', to celebrate him and bring him onto the broadcast. So with that being stated, Enrique, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely, man. And Enrique, you know, what I thought was really cool when we were talking about it off the air is that, you know, as soon as you committed and, you know, that happened and had that great opportunity to see something like that, as soon as you committed and I saw it, you know, I sent you out a message, texted you and said, hey, man, would love to have you back on the show. You know, congratulations and this and that. And simultaneously to me sending to you, you shot me a direct message and it said, hey, man, I just committed, want to come back onto the show. And I again, I know I said it to you off the air, but I really appreciate that. And it means the world to me. And I'm really just thankful of that moment. And it was cool that as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's so great. Congratulations. And then you had reached out and said, hey, man, look at what just happened. So I'll never forget that moment, and I hope that you and I get to talk about that and laugh about it, smile about it when you're playing in the NFL someday.
Hopefully. That's amazing. That's the main goal.
So Enrique A. Cruz Jr. joining us today. Enrique, we'll just hop right into the conversation of it. I mean, what is it about Syracuse? What did it for you? What made you feel like this is the place that you want to be for the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, me and my family, because I'm very family oriented, so I really put my family involved with a lot of stuff. So just like the way that coaches were able to talk to my family, like my family texts the coaches without come talk to me sometimes, see how they're doing. And I think that concept of them being cool, really really cool with my family. And just I went to the school just to walk around with my family, and we all loved it. I think I liked it better than all the other schools I visited. And I just really like how the coaches were, and they're really consistent with me, and they helped me a lot. And I just like how they really were with my family. So I think that was very, very important to me.
So how the coaches were with your family and how they treated you. What made you see them as so family oriented? What was it about the coaching staff that really made you take a step back and go, yeah, you know, that they're not just talking about it, they actually, you know, they are about it. You know, they're not just saying this is a family, it is a family. What about Syracuse's staff made you believe that you felt like the family element of it is truly real?
So Dino Babers wanted to schedule a Zoom call, but not for me, for my grandma.
Nice.
So that's when I was really like, wow, that's amazing.
So Dino Babers wanted to schedule. Now, what made him decide on your grandmother? What was it that made him want to talk to her?
Well, I was already on a Zoom call with Coach Lynch and Coach Kavanaugh, and then she just pops up out of nowhere, and then she just starts talking to them, and then they're just talking I was just there, but they were talking for 20 minutes straight, and then Coach Dino Babers, he wanted to talk to her as well.
And so what was that like? I mean, you didn't know she was coming on, so it kind of surprised you. Your grandmother comes on to the Zoom call. When you said you were just kind of sitting there, you know, for 20 minutes just watching the conversation, what were they talking about?
Well, they were talking about a lot of things. She was asking them questions, they were asking her questions, and I really liked how they were able to talk. And now they had my grandma's phone number as well, and they text her how are you doing and stuff. And I think that's just amazing as well. And they also have my mom's number, my stepdad's number, and they all talk.
When they're talking to your grandmother and you're seeing that on the Zoom call, what kind of things were they asking her? What was the conversation like?
Well, they were asking how she's doing, how are you, what do you do? Like, where do you work? And like, how's your food? Because I'm always talking about her food.
Yeah.
Just,
What did she say about the food? And did Dino ask? Did they figure out something that she's going to be cooking when he comes to visit? Is there a dish that they decided upon?
they want that rice.
Oh, they want the rice. Okay. So describe it. Why is that the best thing that your grandmother cooks, or is there something better?
Oh, everything my grandma cooks is good. It's all even, but rice is just the main dish all the time.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. What does she do to it? What makes it so special?
I don't know. I think it's just like the grandma magic.
Dude, I could tell you with utter certainty that when you say the grandma magic, anybody that has an awesome grandmother knows that they know exactly what that is. You have no idea, because you'll make something exactly how she made it, but it's not the same. Because
Yep.
grandma puts that she's got her own spice. She's got her own thing that she puts in there, whatever she does. So the rice is so basically with any meal, the rice is always there.
Oh yeah, with everything. Rice is just like the main course all the time. Because my grandpa, that's his favorite dish as well. So like she'll cook like spaghetti with rice. Like there's rice for everything.
I love it. Well, I guess my next question should be, when am I coming for dinner? When are we going to make this happen, Enrique? So, we got to figure that out. I mean, we're doing chicken with rice. I mean, can I bring something? I love to cook. So, if Grandma's making rice, what could I bring Grandma? What does she love? What's her favorite?
She'll eat anything really.
Oh, okay. Anything. Okay. Fair enough. Making my job easy on this side. So, I can make anything. Does she have a favorite dessert? Does she have something she likes with that?
She really likes cakes like this, like any kind of cakes really.
All right, so I'm gonna have to hook Grandma up and figure out what we can do. But I want to try this. Is there anything in the rice? I mean, I know it's seasoned and whatnot, but does she put anything in? Is there any meat in it? Is there egg in it? Does she do anything else with it?
Well, it really depends on the day. Sometimes she put meat in it, like she'll make traditional rice, and sometimes it'll just be regular rice with nothing in it.
I don't think I've said the word rice as many times as I did on today's broadcast, but now I'm hungry. So, so now we got to make it happen. Enrique Cruz Jr., 2021 Syracuse Orange commit, left tackle out of Illinois. Enrique, you said it felt like a family. What makes you believe that Dino and his staff can make you the best player that you can be?
Well, Coach Kavanaugh has a record for himself.
Yeah.
Like, I've done my research on him. He's told me about it. He's even let me talk to some of the people that he's coached. So I really think he has a record for himself. And as well, in my opinion, they play in the best conference. I think that's the hardest conference to play in. So if you can succeed in the ACC, I think you can make it.
So you see the ACC above the SEC.
Yes.
And what makes you say the ACC is at the top above the SEC?
ACC, they got a number of great schools who are in the top 25, such as like Clemson. North Carolina I think they were 18 when we played them.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But you got Florida State, you got Louisville. Those are all great schools. I think ACC has the best competition out of all of them. Oh, and now you got Notre Dame as well.
And what I love that you said, speaking here with Enrique A. Cruz Jr. after committing to Syracuse, you said we. You verbally committed to Syracuse. You haven't signed on the dotted line, but when you brought up the North Carolina game from this past Saturday, you said, I think they were 18 when we played them. You're already talking about yourself as part of the team. Bring me into that, how you already feel like whatever they do this year is still a part of you, even though you're not physically there.
Because every year you got to build up. So this year, I'm watching them, so I'm analyzing how they play, everything they have to do. So then when I go, we all can build up on it. So I've committed. And I feel like I haven't met like the coach personally yet, like in person, or like none of my teammates. But I still feel like me and my family still feel like we're a part of the team. We specifically bought Hulu, the Hulu Live, so we could watch the game. Like we're committed to that.
So you got Hulu Live. You're watching these games and whatnot. I got a message here coming in from William William J. Pagan Jr., who said that what they put, I guess what he likes or what your grandmother puts in is he puts gandules and ham is what he said here. So is that the choice? I mean, is that your thing? That's what he's saying.
Well, that is amazing. I mean, I eat it no matter what because her rice is good with anything in it. But when it's a party, that's what she makes when it's a party. Now that right there, that's a different level.
All right, I mean, I'm ready, man. I've not, I've made rice, but I feel like, and the texture, it's so hard to get it perfect. Does she always get the texture of it perfect?
Yes, no matter what.
And I want to shout. We're talking about Grandma so much. I want to shout. Let's tell everybody her name. Let's shout out Grandma.
Carmen.
So a shout out to, how old is Carmen?
She's 58. She just turned 58.
58. God bless her. Well, my grandmothers, I love them both. They're both up in heaven. My G Mama, who I closer to her than any other human on the planet ever. She lived to be almost 101, and I hope that Carmen beats her. I hope she makes it to at least 102.
Me too. That'll be amazing.
Enrique hanging out with us here this morning. Enrique, we saw, and William put something out there on Twitter when I put up the information about you being on the show. He had Victor Cruz doing his dance in the end zone. I got to ask you, we don't usually see linemen do it, but if you do something big, you get a pancake out there, there's a big time run. Could we see an offensive lineman do some dancing on the field for Syracuse?
Yes, sir.
And what's the dance of choice?
Salsa.
Ah, I like it. See, I have Hispanic blood as well, brother. So you tell me the salsa, I want to see it. So is there a good chance that is there any tape of you playing in high school doing the salsa, or have you not done that yet?
I've not done that yet, but might see that this season.
All right. Okay. Might actually do it this season. I look forward to seeing that. That coming here from Enrique A. Cruz Jr. Enrique, Syracuse feels like home. It's something that just means a lot to you. I mean, this has been a very interesting time when it comes to recruitment. Did you have an opportunity to come up and be around and be at Syracuse, or has this all been from afar?
Yeah, I came to Syracuse, but it wasn't on any visits. It was just me and my family. We drove up to Syracuse to walk around and see how it was like and how the area was.
And what did you take away from it? Because, obviously you can't do the typical visit, and that's why I asked, because, you can't really do the recruitment the way that you would normally do it, and, the coaches can't see you and this, that, and whatever. So you came up and you drove around Syracuse. What did you take away from the sights that you saw?
Well, it kind of changed my perspective. I've always had a good perspective on Syracuse, but I just never saw it. So it's like I couldn't make an opinion on it at first. But my opinion on it was great. I really like the college side of it, and I like the town side of it. So I really like, because the town side,
yeah, it's like
a Villa Park basically. And I live in Villa Park, which is kind of like a Syracuse, but you guys are a little bit bigger. But it's like a community. I love that. I enjoy that. And then you have the college side where it's college. This is just the college life right here.
For you, Enrique, when you drove around Syracuse and you said it's like your home, what about it felt like home? What sights do you remember? What are the things that when I say Syracuse now, besides the school, when I say Syracuse, New York, what are the first pictures that come to your mind?
Dinosaur barbecue.
So everybody said, you got to get to Limp Lizard too, brother. It's off the beaten path. It's not downtown, but you got to try that. If you're going to try Dinosaur, you got to try them both. Got to try them both. But did you go to Dinosaur? Did you eat there?
Yes.
What'd you get?
We got a whole bunch of things. We spent so much money there. I forgot what we got, but it's we got a whole table full of different things.
So because of you, Dinosaur Barbecue has now successfully gotten through Corona. Whatever money that your family spent, they're now okay. So that's good, man. How many people did you have?
It was me, my auntie, my grandma, my little brother, who was he's 10, but he's up there with me. He's in the next recruit. My mom and my stepdad. And so
you go out there. What was your favorite? What was the lasting thing at Dinosaur Barbecue that you really loved?
It was sauce. I personally loved the sauce. I put it on everything, even the mac and cheese.
And did you use like kind of the traditional one, or did you use any of the other ones?
Like, I don't know what the sauce was. It was like a sweet. Oh, it was amazing. It make me hungry right now. But like it was like sweet.
It's good, man. It's good. Dinosaur Barbecue. There's a lot of great places here in Syracuse. There's some that people know. There's some that people don't. Luckily, you're on the phone with somebody that knows the city like the back of my hand. So, I learn new stuff every day too. But there's a lot of good things here in Syracuse. So, if you and your family need some help finding some spots, I got your back on that one. So,
thank you. But I didn't know where the Chick-fil-A is. I didn't see it.
Oh, the Chick-fil-A, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York, man. They're actually, they connect with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We do a lot of great things in the community together. We have a faith-based segment every Friday, which is really cool. But yeah, they're probably 10 minutes from downtown. I would say like 10, 11 minutes from downtown. They're on a main road. Brewerton Road is Route 11, so it's a pretty easy thing to get to. And they're building another one, actually, as well here in the community, hopefully soon. But yeah, it's not too far. And what's your go-to at Chick-fil-A? What do you get there?
I get a number 2 deluxe with a Powerade, easy on the ice.
Oh yeah, you and I talked about that. You and I get the same thing. You get the spicy chicken deluxe, and so do I.
And you gotta get the ranch. Have you tried the ranch?
I get Polynesian, but you get. I think I've tried. Have I tried the ranch? I think I've tried the ranch, but you get the ranch. I get the Polynesian. Do you mix anything with the ranch or no?
So I get 3 sauces: Chick-fil-A sauce, ranch,
okay,
and the buffalo sauce. And you mix the buffalo sauce and the ranch
to make buffalo ranch. Okay, all right, fair enough. And you put you put that on the fries, or you put that on the chicken?
Well, I eat the ranch and the buffalo. I use that on the fries, and then on the chicken, I usually use a Chick-fil-A sauce.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. The spicy chicken deluxe. I had never really gotten it before. I always got the nuggets, and then one of my friends got it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I like spicy food, and now like that's my go-to. That's the thing that I get, and it's just I don't know. It's really really good. But I can't wait for what's coming up in wintertime because I don't know if you've ever had it, but the shake at Chick-fil-A, the chocolate peppermint shake, is by far my favorite shake that they do. So, and it's only there for like a month or so. Have you ever had it?
No, but I might have it this winter.
And we need to get that, make that happen. Vanessa said the fries at Dinosaur Barbecue, and Williams said the brisket. So, got a lot of fans of a lot of different stuff here. Talking about food this morning, which is great for everybody listening because they're starving. I'm starving, and I'm sitting here in the studio hungry as all get out, and I got a lot of drinks in the studio. We got some great people that we get to work with, but food-wise, I'm very, very hungry this morning as I do not have a plate in front of me. But we're here with Enrique A. Cruz Jr., having a good time. And Enrique, for you, I mean, you kind of already answered the question, but I have to ask it directly because I know Syracuse fans want to know. You said we when we talked about North Carolina, even though you're not on the team right now physically. So I have to ask the question. I feel like you've already answered it. How committed are you to Syracuse? Is there any chance you could go anywhere else? Is it 1,000% Cuse? Where are we at?
100% Cuse, nowhere else.
Nowhere else. So shut it down. Anybody calls you, you're not answering.
Nope, just 100% Syracuse.
Fair enough.
I got my mindset on Syracuse.
Now the line has had struggles at Syracuse in recent history. They've had some issues. Last season was a tough one. One of the worst teams in the country out of 130 FBS Division 1A schools when it came to sacks allowed and yards lost and whatnot. Did that affect you at all? Does that make you concerned at all that you're coming onto an offensive line that obviously is trying to build itself as opposed to being established? They're trying to build, and I think this year they're going to be better. And I definitely, I think they have good leadership and whatnot. But what is your take on it? I mean, does it concern you at all what the offensive line has been through, and do you like the challenge?
Well, I personally think they're building up on something great, and I want to be a part of that. So I feel like since they allowed so many sacks, I feel like that's why they really wanted me, because I feel like my best part of my game right now is pass blocking. So I feel like I really want to be a part of that, be one of the best teams that they had over there.
And bringing you in, obviously they're seeing that glaring concern at offensive line because they're recruiting a lot of offensive linemen, you being one of them. To know that your class is going to have a place in this and a place in the hopeful future of Syracuse and the success of the offensive line, what does it mean to you that you now have an opportunity to change the tide of the offensive line? And granted, like I said, I do believe they're going to be better this year than they were last year. But with bringing guys in like Wes Ho, who's been on the show, Tyler Magnuson, as well as Austin Cowhey, who's been here on the broadcast, and Kalen Ellis, who's been on the broadcast. You know, you obviously being here, there's a bunch of offensive linemen that Syracuse is bringing in for 2021. What does it mean to you to not only look to turn the tide, but to be part of a class that is heavy on the offensive line, knowing that this team is going to be building something? And I mean, the guys that you come in with, you could potentially be starting with for years to come, and this could be the unit. What does it mean to you that the 2021 recruiting class could really be a huge part of the future of the offensive line at Syracuse?
It's amazing. Like I really feel like I really want to be a part of like the team. I love that. Like I love that I'll be a part of. Hopefully, it'll be the team, one of the best teams in Syracuse history. And I can't get enough of it. I can't wait.
That coming here from Enrique A. Cruz Jr. Enrique, we're going to do rapid fire like we did before. I will do that in just a few minutes, but I got to ask you, how things have been going with your family. It sounds like everybody's okay, but what's life like in Illinois? Have you been staying safe? And what's kind of the climate like out there? What's the environment been like? Through Corona and through social justice and all of these very important pieces going on in America, going on in the world right now. How have you been navigating it, and how are you all doing?
Well, I thank God everyone in my family is safe from Corona. Well, we've all been good. We've just been doing what we had to do. Just been going to work, going to school. Just been doing what we had to be doing.
For you, Enrique, what has this year taught you? I mean, 2020 has shown us so much. It's shed a lot of light on injustice. It's shed a lot of light on the fact that anybody at any time when it comes to a virus could be affected, regardless of color, regardless of money, regardless of status. What has this year taught you that you believe can make you a better person?
Really taught me perseverance and to be strong, because there's always gonna be a struggle. You just gotta be strong, and you gotta get through it.
What gets you through it? What makes you strong?
I just think about my family. I think about my family, and I want to make them proud. So I just gotta go through and gotta do what I gotta do so I can make them proud at the end of the day.
That coming from Enrique A. Cruz Jr., 2021 Syracuse verbal commit. Says it's all Cuse. He's not going anywhere else. And he is a left tackle coming out of the great state of Illinois. For those that know, I know we talked about it last time you were on, but just to give people an update here, biggest positives about your game and biggest areas that you're going to be working on. What can you tell me about the things that you think make you a very strong left tackle, and then what are some of the things that you want to get better at?
Well, I think about some of the positives are I'm a great pass blocker. I think I'm really great in the pass blocking. I think I'm really great in the open fields. I think I'm really, really athletic, and I could make a lot of good blocks. Things I want to work on is my down blocks and my run blocking. I think I can get more dominant in the run game and be more of a run block specialist. But yeah, that's what I've been working on this whole offseason.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on WakeUpCallDT.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT, where you're listening. You're watching on Facebook Live on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT. All of it is inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Cafe Kubal here with you with 5 locations in Syracuse, New York, on 401 South Salina Street, the Salina Cafe, in the Eastwood Cafe on 3501 James Street, inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital, 324 West Water Street for the Creekwalk Commons, and their newest location, the Holly Green Cafe on 208 North Townsend Street. They also have the mobile cafe that will come to your community and pull up to your neighborhood, as well as come to your place of business. And, of course, they have local delivery in Onondaga County. So make sure that you head to Cafe Kubal or have them head to you, by getting more information on cafecubal.com. You can also go to wakeupcalldt.com and under the Central New York tab, click on Cafe Cubal. With that being said, we're here in the last portion of today's broadcast, and that is with Enrique A. Cruz Jr. We're putting each other on the hot seat in rapid fire, which we do here all the time on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for years. So with that being stated, Enrique and I will go 3 questions apiece, and I will go first. Enrique, what is, besides rice, besides your grandma's rice, besides Carmen's rice, what is the best dish you've ever had in your life?
That's a good question. Well, have you ever tried an Italian beef from Illinois?
I have not had. I mean, my part of my blood's Italian too, so I've had plenty of Italian food, but I've never had Italian beef from Illinois. I don't think so.
You gotta go to Johnny's Beef.
Johnny's
Best
beef. Okay.
in the world.
What makes it Italian? What do they do to it?
Honestly, I don't even know, but like it's you get the combo where it's like the sausage and it's the Italian beef, and it's just amazing. There's no beef better than it. It's like it's not dry. It's amazing. You gotta try it. It's amazing.
All right, the Italian beef. So that's something that we got to get. So that's your dish. Okay, what's your first one for me?
Who's the best Syracuse player you've ever seen play in any sport that is not Carmelo Anthony?
Love that question. Who is the best Syracuse athlete that I've ever seen play that's not Carmelo Anthony? I would say Donovan McNabb. I would say, because I got to grow up watching him, so I would say Donovan McNabb. He wore number 5. I mean, everybody knows 44 for Syracuse football. I think number 5 should be the second to that. I think if 44 is like the top of the top, I think number 5's got to be number 2. So on the list. So I would say Donovan McNabb. I want to give you somebody else too. I would say Donovan McNabb and this is tough. There was a lot of players on those teams, and like Kevin Johnson and whatnot. But I would probably say Donovan for football, and if I had to choose somebody for basketball, I would tell you probably Jerry McNamara. Probably Jerry. My next question for you, Enrique, is if you were president of the United States today and you were stepping to the podium for the first time, you accepted that you won president, and you're now walking to the podium to make your first speech, what would you talk about?
I'll talk about everything that I said I was going to do during my presidential campaign and how I'm going to do it and how I'm thankful that I'm there, and thank everyone for supporting me.
What are some of the things that you would have said in your campaign?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll tell you that in 20 years when I run.
Fair enough. Listen, I'm thinking about running in 2024, so might as well get it done. And if I run now and you run later, maybe we could get this world in a better place. Maybe we can maybe we can start a chain of events that's positive.
Yep.
So
we met here first, and then we became presidents.
What'd you say?
We met here first, and then we became presidents.
How about that? How about that for some trivia in the future? Met on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, both future presidents, talked about it in 2020, both became president. That would be insane. So, and 2 presidents with Hispanic background, ain't nothing wrong with that. So,
nope.
that'd be really great. And all I ask for is that at that party, when we win the presidency, when I have that opportunity, I need Grandma Carmen making her rice the day that I get to accept the presidency.
She'll sponsor. She'll make all the food.
Oh, I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. They'd be like, oh, what do you want to do? We have the White House staff, this and that. I'd be like, no. I was like, let everybody go home. Grandma's coming in. Yeah, but who's going to work with her? She going to work. It's going to be Grandma.
She's going to do it all by herself.
She's going to do it all by herself. We're going to have a great... That would be fantastic. So I look forward to that very much so. And yeah, I mean that would be crazy. Two presidents met on Wake Up Call.
That would be amazing.
What's so okay? So that was my 2A and 2B to you. So what's your second question for me?
If you were to get mac and cheese, are you going to Chick-fil-A or Dinosaur Barbecue?
They're so different. So I would tell you that I normally don't get the mac and cheese. I always get the fries at Chick-fil-A because I love them. And I like the salad. I actually like the kale and the like there's a sweetness to their salads. I think it's really good.
Oh, yeah, their salads are amazing.
Yeah, and the Cobb salad there, my mom always gets really good. And they have that like avocado kind of spicy dressing that goes with it. It's really, really awesome. I would say Dinosaur Barbecue, I like their mac and cheese, but I'll tell you, like homemade mac and cheese, I don't like creamy. I like mac and cheese that's more like the real cheese, and then you bake the cheese on top, and you put it all together like that. And I like pepper on my mac and cheese. Like I like my mac and cheese to have a kick to it. So
Yeah.
I would have to say he's got to have that baked and just like the thickness of it, not so much creamy, and put some pepper on it. That's what how do you, I mean, this is not my question to you, but how do you like your mac and cheese? Similar or different?
I like it like that as well, but
Okay.
my auntie, she makes it every Thanksgiving, and I don't know, however she makes it, I always eat it. I always take a whole bunch home so I can just have it to myself. It's amazing.
Well, tell your auntie that, when I run in 2024 and I win that election, God willing, that's that when Grandma comes to make the food, that we need that mac and cheese as well.
Oh, yeah, it's a catering crew. It's called Carmen Co.
Oh, okay. All right, Carmen and Co. I like it. So what's your auntie's name?
Her name is Delilah.
Shout out Delilah for your mac and cheese. Looking forward to getting some of that as well. Final question my final question for you would be, who is the greatest athlete of all time if you put all the sports together? Who do you consider to be the greatest athlete of all time?
Athlete or like greatest of all time? There's two different things. I don't want people, to be like, oh, don't say him because it's Jordan. So we got to make sure. Just athlete in general, like their abilities?
Athlete in general.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Even though I'm not a fan, I have to say LeBron James.
Okay. Why?
LeBron's ability is just out of this world. He's 6. Oh, second to LeBron would be KD, but LeBron is 6'8". She's like 240, 250. His 40 time, I don't know what it is, but I can guarantee you it's under a 5. He could jump 50. His vertical is 50, and like he's old. He's old now. That's the crazy part. He still could do all of this. It would be KD. KD is like, he's like 7 feet, and he could just do it all.
William says Roberto Clemente for baseball.
But we're talking about athletes, like their abilities. So you understand the question.
Yeah. So you got LeBron. I mean, he is a physical specimen. I will give him that. He is talented too. I don't think he's better than Jordan head to head, but like you said, you're talking about, you're talking about athlete, and where it's a little bit different. So, what's your final question for me?
Mm-hmm. It will be. Besides Syracuse, what's your second local school for sports?
Besides Syracuse, what is like my other college football school?
Yeah.
Okay. Besides Syracuse, and I can actually answer this one pretty easily because I mean there's a few teams that vie for it. I love watching. I enjoy watching Memphis. I enjoy. There's a bunch of them. I mean, I could tell you Memphis is on the list. I could tell you that besides Memphis, I could probably put some other schools that are up there that I love to watch too. But the school besides Syracuse, if Syracuse is one, then my number 2 would have to be, without question, UCF. Without question. I think they're completely We're actually going to have a conversation about it tomorrow with my buddy Jason Lucas, who's down in Florida and went to UCF. But it's I don't know. There's something about it. They don't get the respect that they deserve. I know what it's like to be a redheaded stepchild. That analogy. So I think I totally get where UCF is coming from. I have said repeatedly that you can't score less than 0. And that's what Ohio State did against Clemson in the college football playoff. Washington was embarrassed playing Alabama. Notre Dame did nothing against Clemson. So, the reality of it all is you can't score less than 0. Plenty of teams have gotten blown out in the college football playoff. So why not put UCF in and see? And if they lose, then, how are they worse than Ohio State's loss? So I definitely I started to defend them because I think there's a lot to defend, and I started to really, in that defense, pay attention to them and pay attention to what people are saying. And I think defending something that you care about kind of created the fact that I do really enjoy watching them. And on the show I'm impartial. On the show I tell you who I think is going to win and this, that, and whatever. But I think any team in America playing UCF, they're going to get a challenge, and they're going to get their best shot. I think that's why Alabama and Clemson and Notre Dame don't schedule them out of conference. So, Notre Dame doesn't have a conference, but you know what I mean. But so I think that genuinely UCF, because of the amount of time I've spent talking about them and not understanding why there's so much hatred and shutting the door in their face, it has made me really appreciate them. And so I would say they probably have to be my second.
That's a good school as well.
So that coming from Enrique A. Cruz Jr., 2021 Syracuse Orange commit, left tackle out of Illinois. He has said yes to Syracuse. That yes is going to stay. I appreciate all your time as always, Enrique. I love talking about food today. I'm starving. So Carmen Co, please come up to Syracuse soon. And in the meantime, we'll be seeing you in a little bit, Enrique. I hope you stay safe. Obviously, you and I will keep in touch with one another, and thank you for thinking of me after your commitment. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast here on Wake Up Call. And from one future president to another, congratulations on the presidency in advance.
Thank you, you too, and thank you for having me on the show. I always appreciate it. It's a blessing. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man. I'll talk with you soon, okay?
Have a good day.
You too. That coming from Enrique A. Cruz Jr. here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, spending some time with us here this morning. And, I've talked about being president before, but I've never had a guest say, well, I'm going to run in 20 years, so you get yours and I'll get mine. And he said, wouldn't that be crazy? 2 presidents met on this show. So, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life, bringing you positivity, love, and genuineness, humility, community, and justice and peace, but also bringing you 2 of your future United States presidents. That's pretty cool. My grandmother would be proud. Well, actually, she'd tell me she's proud now. They all would. So I love you, Grandma. I love both of my grandmothers, my grandpas, my adopted pop. Bill, love you all. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. Enrique, that was special. That was a special conversation. We'll take a step aside for our final fast break of today's broadcast and let you know what's coming up on the TGIF episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora right after this.
Avicoli's Restaurant, located right at the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, is proud to be your local neighbor, growing with you for over 20 years. We're open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and drinks. For takeout, delivery, or catering, call us at 315-622-5100. When you order online and use our promo code AVS10, you will save 10% on your online purchase at myavicolis.com. And make sure to join us monthly for our live on-site broadcasts centered around Liverpool athletics. Avicoli's, your local, trusted neighbor right at the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road.
Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
Trapper's Pizza Pub, located on 5950 Butternut Drive in East Syracuse. Right off of Bridge Street is your local community supporter right around the corner. Join us on site at Trapper's Pizza Pub for our live monthly broadcast supporting Central New York student athletes and their sports programs. Call 315-438-4444 for more information. And find us on Facebook and Instagram at Trapper's Pizza Pub. Trapper's Pizza Pub, your local community supporter right around the corner.
Cafe Cabal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafecabal.com. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpazsnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every time. Make sure that you download their app on the Google Play or Apple App Store today so that you have the entire menu at your fingertips, as well as contactless pay, so you can pay right there on the app and not have to hand your card to anybody, and then drive off to 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York for your favorite pizza in the brick oven, as well as over 30 different sandwiches, healthy bowls like the quinoa bowls and whatnot, as well as their salads, their homemade breads, and desserts. They have something for all of your taste buds, and no matter what you think you love as your favorite, I can promise you from my experience, whenever I thought I had a favorite, something else took its place, and then something else took that place. So many great flavors, so many different concoctions and choices at the Millhouse Market. There's a reason why they are so special here in our community, and it starts at the top with Rebecca Elford, their care and concern, their service, and the way that they go about their business, on top of the fact that their product is fantastic. That is why they are truly worth the drive every time out to 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I want to thank my tremendous guests here that were with us this morning. I want to thank Papa Joe, who spoke with us about the Jaguars, the NFL as a whole, as well as the Big Ten's return to action. My birthday is October 21st, and the Big Ten will be coming back on October 24th. So a late birthday gift for me to see the return of Big Ten football. And as always, I hope we can do it safely and soundly so that these players can have the experience that they should have. You know what I mean? And if we can do it safely and soundly, then why keep anybody away from doing what they love? Enrique A. Cruz Jr., speaking of college football, committing to Syracuse. Want to thank him for coming back onto the show following his commitment. Inside of Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factories, what's poppin'? I want to thank Mon Pa's, and I want to let y'all know, if you, and this, you could be anywhere. You could be in Illinois. So, to Carmen Co. and everybody out there, if you wanted to order from Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, you can go to maandpaspopcorn.com. That's maandpaspopcorn.com and use the promo code DT20 from anywhere in America, DT20. And once you use that promo code, you get 20% off and you can have it shipped right to you. So it doesn't matter if you're in Syracuse or not. If you go to maandpaspopcorn.com and you use the promo code DT20, 20% off from all of us, here at Mon Paz and Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So I want to, again, thank Papa Joe and thank Enrique A. Cruz Jr. for being a part of today's show. I thank you for tuning in and being here with us inside of the Cafe Cubal studios with 5 fantastic locations in Syracuse. The Golisano Children's Hospital location, Creekwalk Commons Cafe on 324 West Water Street, Salina Cafe on 401 Salina Street, the Eastwood Cafe on 3501 James Street, and the Holly Green Cafe, the newest location, on 208, North Townsend Street in Syracuse, New York. So make sure you head out there today, and you can also have them come to you and have them delivered to you by going to cafecubal.com. You can also find all of this information on wakeupcalldt.com's Central New York tab by clicking on Cafe Cubal. With that being stated, getting ready for tomorrow's broadcast, TGIF, we're going to do our trio of segments that we have here special on Wake Up Call, starting off with the Annoying Moment of the Week. The Annoying Moment of the Week brought to you by Carvel DeWitt. We'll choose that and air that tomorrow. We'll have Lead at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time to follow that. Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, brought to you by something that Enrique and I were talking about, which is Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A Cicero proudly bringing you that segment on 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York, with Juanita Ward. And then we'll get into naming our top dog of the week, brought to you by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. No better place to bring your dog for short and long-term care with people you can trust that treat your dogs like their own. And then on top of that, we will have 2 awesome conversations. Joe Corley will be joining the show from West Genesee Football to talk about the decision that was made to move football to March. And we'll have a video conversation with Jason Lucas, who will talk with me about UCF, the American Athletic Conference, and so much more. So all of that's coming up right here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on TGIF. And a very happy birthday, more than anything else, a very happy birthday to Mordu and Cinnamon, my first 2 dogs. I love you in heaven. I know you're always by my side, and I know my brother and sister got my back. I love you all so much. Have a great day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Find us on Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. I'll talk with you soon.